Folks, guys. Talk about a couple of things today. Obviously, with Charlie Kirk dying, talk a little bit about that, but that kind of ties to what I'm talking about today anyway. Basically, we're kind of at a time right now where we've just celebrated degeneracy just too much, and I know this as an employer, right? Like, I know that we have just too many people in society today that are just unwilling to do what it takes to operate in polite society. And it used to be normal. You just did what everybody else did. And suddenly we ended up with a situation where everyone decided they didn't have to do what anybody wanted them to do. And we've ended up with basically 2 or 3 generations of assholes, of misfits, of people that think that it's cool to, dye your hair blue and cut your tits off. And just any number of things. And I got a whole list of notes that we're going to talk about today. But yeah, so it's hiring people and getting employees into your businesses today. I think it's harder than ever. When I talk to people that are also business owners, they tell me the same thing. No one can find any help. I was just talking to a guy the other day. He was telling me that he wanted to start his own wood turning business, but it's just too difficult to find people that even know how to do that or want to do that kind of work. And he just said the same thing that I'm saying. It's basically everyone's a fuck up. And it's the only way to put it, guys. I know it's not, I'm kind of using big terms here. Bear with me as we talk about this today. I'm not trying to paint with too broad a brush, but we just got a lot of people today that they don't want to do what is necessary to participate in society, and they're parasites. It's basically what it boils down to. So anyway, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about a little bit about Charlie Kirk today, which is a big deal. I am not a Charlie Kirk watcher of his content or anything like that. I do know about the guy, and I know that he was instrumental in getting Donald Trump elected as president, and for that, I'm forever grateful. But at the same time, that guy didn't deserve to die. I don't know what that guy ever did to deserve to get shot, but clearly what he did was he was talking, right? And when people don't want to hear certain kinds of things, people don't want things put in their face about how they're acting, how they're raising their kids, how they're being treated in society, how they're acting in society. When somebody puts that in your face, there's a lot of people who don't want to hear that kind of stuff, And I can also tie this into academia, right? Colleges specifically. They've been teaching people forever that nobody is responsible for their own actions, right? And especially when you start talking about things like black people, it's never black people's fault. It's never anybody else's fault. It's only white people's fault, or people that are successful, right? People that do the hiring, people that have the knowledge and the skills to train people, specifically black people. They tell us that we're all pieces of shit. We're all racist. We don't care about these people. They tell us all this kind of stuff. And colleges and academia today have been doing this for generations, and it's come to a head. We're all done with it. We're fucking tired of listening to people tell us that we're all racist, right? If I tell you to pull your fucking pants up and don't come to work high, I'm not an asshole, right? I'm not a slave master. I'm none of these things, right? I'm just a guy looking for help. I'm looking to give you skills and give you a job and trying to pay you money so you can contribute to society and help this thing out, which we call America. But again, we don't want to do that. And it's super frustrating. And I see guys like Charlie Kirk here getting shot because he's talking about, not being a fuck up, right? He talks about, maybe having some kids, right? Maybe marrying a woman, right? He's not big on homosexuality. Personally, I don't care if you're gay or whatever, do your thing. Just pay your fucking taxes, right? Don't rob people. Don't do that kind of stuff. Be good to society, and society will be good to you. But when we constantly tell the people that actually produce all the stuff, that have the skills, that are going to teach the next generations how to do things, when you keep telling us that we're all bad people and that we have all the power, so to speak, you're doing a disservice to our country. You're doing a disservice to the people around you, and you are basically you're making us not want to contribute anymore. You're making us want to pull back and say, fuck it, I don't want to teach anybody. I want to help these people. I'm done with these people. Right? And then we see what happened to that woman on that freaking that light rail train there in North Carolina. You see that kind of stuff. And that kind of stuff, it perpetuates these stereotypes that we have in society today about black people specifically. And again, I don't want to come off as being a racist guy. I'm a fucking get it done guy. You produce and you contribute, otherwise you get the fuck out of here. That's how I am, okay? But what's happened is we got a lot of people that are really pissed off at this situation, and immediately everyone's pulling the racism card, right? When it has nothing to do with racism. This isn't a racism thing. What this is our society has basically celebrated all these fucking degenerates and all these people that are not contributing to society, right? We've been doing this for years. Remember, we got that George Floyd guy. Remember how much fucking media attention that guy got, and they jumped on that Derek Chauvin guy, you know, the fucking cop that pays taxes. And no matter what you say about the guy, I mean, if you think he fucking killed George Floyd, it doesn't matter. Point is overall, that guy was contributing to society in a good and meaningful way. He was making his community safer by enforcing the laws. He was holding people accountable each and every day of his life. Meanwhile, that piece of shit, George Floyd, never did anything good for anybody. The guy was a fucking parasite. The guy was a career criminal. And again, this is what we're doing as a society. We keep putting these criminals and these people that do not help society further and further up the pedestal, right? And the people that do contribute, we basically are saying that they're all bad people. You know, it just doesn't make sense anymore, guys. So I'm gonna go through my notes here. And again, I plan on talking a little bit more about some other things today, but we're gonna talk about the disconnect between hiring underprivileged people, and I'll say mostly black people. I'll just put it out there. We're going to talk about hiring these people, right? It's like, how come my wife from India can come here with nothing, and now she runs a company and hires and employs 10 people, right? How come her husband can come here, get an IT job? How come Nigerians come here? They got no problems finding fucking jobs. How come people from Asia come here, have no problems finding fucking jobs, but our own people here can't get with the fucking program? Right? It's like we can keep saying that I'm the problem, right? I'm the guy that's oppressing everyone. I'm holding everyone down, and somehow I'm responsible for slavery, even though my fucking ancestors are from Germany and France, for Christ's sakes. Like, what are we doing here, right? You just let these people continue to be mediocre forever. You know, and it's never going to be okay for me to say, hey, you know what, motherfucker? Put the weed away, get your fucking ass to work, dress like you give a shit, stop with the face tattoos, stop buying fucking Jordans when you need to be buying a goddamn car. We need to be able to talk to these people as though they don't measure up. And until we can do that, like, we're in trouble, guys. And again, I say this as a business owner. I'm fucking tired of not being able to hire people from my local area, which is a low-class area. When we started this company, all black people, every fucking one of them, good people. Problem is that once the business started to get traction and we started actually having to deliver shit, well, suddenly it was like, hey, guys, we need you here on time. No, you can't come to work fucked up. No, you can't smoke weed at lunch. Like, you're going to have to work some overtime. You're going to have to actually get better at your job. And guess what? Eric, the new guy coming in, is going to be the one that measures all of your guys' skills, right? He's going to be the guy that measures whether or not you're doing a good job or not. And these people didn't want anything to do with it, and they're all fucking gone. Every fucking one of them. Even though they all could have learned new skills, they all could have done what needed to be done, and they could have great jobs, not having to go very far, but instead they bounce from job to 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 job, and nobody says, you fucking dumb shits, get your shit together. Stop fucking up society, stop fucking up your life, stop fucking up the people around you, and start making everything better in your life. And go to the people that know how to do it. But they don't want to do it. And then the fucking academia, the colleges, right, the wealthy elite people, they're just like, no, it's not their problem. Here, give them some more welfare. Give them some more scholarships, right? Give them some more money so they can go to fucking school and learn more of this bullshit, this anti-racism bullshit that we all have to learn. Like, maybe they can all get into HR, right? We've seen that. They go into HR and they fucking tell everyone, oh, you got to go through sensitivity training, sexual harassment training, cultural bias training. You got to go through every fucking training except the training on how to make shit, how to make money, like making widgets. That training, that's not so important. We got to have all the DEI training and all this retarded bullshit. Okay, I'm fucking tired of it. I'm so tired of everybody being okay with mediocrity, everyone being okay with celebrating fucking losers, fucking parasites, and denigrating the people that actually make a difference, the people that actually make society better, right? And you'll say, well, Eric, what do you mean? How do you know society's better? What's your definition of society? Yeah, motherfucker, I know what society should be like. And I'm willing to say it. Like, I know exactly what it should fucking be like, right? I don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with me. I don't give you my fucking tax dollars, you don't take my tax dollars and be a fucking worthless piece of shit. You come and you do a job, you contribute to the system, you pick up the trash on the sidewalk. Like, you don't fucking fuck with people. You don't make people uncomfortable when they're around you. You don't do that shit. You become productive members of society. It's like, you want people to stop leaving your neighborhoods? Like, stop fucking wrecking everything. Everywhere you fucking people go, you destroy. Every time. You know, meanwhile, the business owners, we're literally trying to help you guys. We're trying to give you a fucking hand up, but you don't want it. You don't want it. You think you know everything. You think that fucking Wakanda would be here if we would just let you guys fucking run free. And the truth is it wouldn't. You know, you'd still be living in fucking huts in Africa. And again, super unpopular thing to say, guys, but it's fucking bullshit. I'm tired of it. I'm so pissed off. And that's what this cast is going to be. It's going to be a little bit of ranting. I'll go back and forth in comments, you know. But again, I'm a furniture owner, guys. I own a furniture company. I've fucking busted my ass most of my life. Most of the years, I don't make a ton of money. In fact, my guys make more money than I do. And I don't mind. Like, I love running a company. I love teaching people. I love seeing people make money, buy new cars, buy new houses, have kids, do all this kind of shit. That's what I like, okay? I don't like bailing people out of jail. I don't like having to go have conversations with people when they're in their car fucking hotboxing at lunch. I don't like to have these conversations, right? It's not fair to me. It's not fair to society. It's not fair to people that work here. It's not fair to anybody. But nobody is willing to say, hey, motherfuckers, get your shit together. You are not good enough to be in America. You know, I say it all the time. I'll give you 2 worthless Americans. You give me 1 illegal immigrant. You can fucking have them all. You can have them all. Get rid of them. Fucking eliminate the welfare. Give me all the fucking illegals. Give me the people from fucking Europe that want to come here. Give me anybody but the people we have here. I'm just tired of them. They don't want to contribute, and I don't know what we do. So if anyone's got the answer to this, put it in the comments. We'll bat it around. But I'm hot today, you know. I am pissed off at this whole Charlie Kirk thing. You know, I don't really know this guy. This kind of reminds me of like when Trump got shot. Like it's one of those things where you're just working away doing your thing, then you read this stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just a little bit traumatizing, to be quite honest with you. And like, I got furniture to build. I got cabinets to make. You know, I don't need to be thinking about people getting shot for talking. Like, not cool, man. Not cool. So, okay, let's go with the comments real quick. And so I'll go through my notes, and we'll kind of keep this conversation going. I appreciate everyone being here today. It's Wednesday. Yeah, last thing today is doing our talk, and then I'm heading home. So anyway, who we got in here today? So we got, looks like we got Dark in here. Dark, you're clearly speaking some foreign language. Good for you. That's another thing. Like, I remember, anyway, we'll go into that later. Okay, yeah, Dark Knight's in here. We got Hill B228 in here. Yep, good to see you, Dark Knight. The t-shirt needs ironing, but yeah, well, I'm a worker, dude. But you're right. You sound like my wife. Thank you. Okay, let's see. We're lazy. It's not about being lazy. And yeah, a lot of people are lazy, but the truth is that the people that I'm talking about, they actually have to hustle pretty hard to be fucking as mediocre as they are, right? They can't keep jobs. They can't do the normal shit. They got to take buses all the time everywhere they go. It takes a lot of work to be this fucked up, believe me. Just doing what needs to be done to have a normal job, a normal 8 to 5, which I know is so lame in today's day and age, when everyone just wants to remote work, you know, but just having a normal 8 to 5, like, life isn't that bad, you know. It's not terrible, you know, having a car, being able to kind of come and go as you please, like just being okay with riding the bus everywhere, riding the train everywhere, like it's good enough. Like, no, it's not. Like, that's not okay. We're not okay with that. You can do better. Everyone can do better. I expect better from my people. You know, it's funny. We get people coming in here to America, speak no English. They don't have any family network. They don't have the social network that everyone else here has. They somehow figure out how to make shit work. But our own fucking citizens can't figure it out. And again, not enough people are saying, you know what, go fuck yourselves. I'm tired of paying for you. You've been on welfare most of your life. Get the fuck out of here. I got a big country. It's called Kansas. I got a big country called Nebraska. All you motherfuckers can work there. You can rename it whatever you want, but get the fuck out of here. Like, we're done with you people. And something's got to change, man. Because I've tried hiring so many of these people, guys. Like, you know, I bet I've hired 20 of these people in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, trying to teach them to be furniture makers, trying to teach them how to work with furniture, become assemblers, people to go out on road crews, deliver, you know, all over the place. Like, these motherfuckers, I'll tell you what, some of these guys, they fucking hit on my clients. Like, they go in my clients' homes and fucking hit on them. Like, what the fuck is that? Who does that shit? Like, you're a representative of my company, you're gonna go hit on my clients? Like, this is fucking crazy. I've had these people, like, literally hit on my wife. Like, these people they're unemployable, guys, and there's so many of them. I'm here to tell you this. It's really bad. And as an American, like, I'm just about done with it. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want these people here. Like, get rid of them. They do not want to be here. They think that they've got it all figured out. They'd have it if we would just leave them alone and let them do whatever they want to do. They think that they would literally build fucking Wakanda, guys. Like, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. Okay. So yes, we got Invisible Fan. Where are you, Alvin and the Chipmunks? Oh boy, that's hilarious. No, I wasn't. So okay. So we got Melvin, Blind, Haggery. Why are there only black people? That's a funny thing. And I would ask you the same thing, Melvin. why were there only black people, right? Like, why do these people specifically have so much trouble making it today? Like, I just gave you guys a soliloquy of why I think this is a problem, but I'm tired of it, and it's just like I said, I've tried to hire these people. I literally started my company with these people, and they're unemployable. Not all of them, but a good percentage of them are just unemployable. And a lot of them get educated and they don't fucking do anything there either, right? They only want to do, the most mediocre job possible, and there's plenty of black people that do great things. Like this isn't just a shit on black people kind of thing. This is we need to stop celebrating mediocrity, right? We need to stop celebrating people because they come from an oppressed class. Like, trust me, the people that come from India 2 or 3 years ago are way more oppressed than any black person's ever been oppressed, okay? It's a country of 1.8 billion people. Nobody has anything over there. You think we have class problems here in America? That country is all class over there. You either have something or you don't, and most people don't. So I'm just fucking tired of it. And people just don't want to open up their eyes to what's really going on, or they're afraid of being called racist, or they're afraid of being called some kind of an ist. They're going to get canceled, or it's always something. It's never the truth, though. It's never the truth, right? And you got all the scholars. The scholars just love to tell you, oh, if you say anything to these people, you're being racist because, they can't help it because of their ancestors. If they only had a hand up, right, they'd have it all figured out. These motherfuckers have had a hand up for 50 years. They haven't done shit. My wife comes here from fucking India, figures out. Her husband comes here from India. Her brother comes here, figures it out, right? I got a Syrian came in here, fucking refugee from one of the most war-torn countries on earth, learns to be a cabinet maker, makes $32 fucking an hour right now, okay? Like, I'm tired. These people are here. They can learn this stuff, but they don't want to, and our society fucking celebrates them. That George Floyd fucking piece of shit, everyone celebrated that guy. They fucking denigrated the cop. What the cop did probably wasn't great, but here's the thing. That cop saved more fucking lives than that piece of shit, George Floyd, whatever the fuck that guy's. Stop celebrating these people, guys. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Do not celebrate these people. There's nothing to celebrate there, guys. It's just, they need to get their shit together. Everyone needs to celebrate the people that make things happen. The small business owner in your fucking community that owns a convenience store. That guy you all make fun of him, call him Habib, everyone does the fucking jokes. Those guys come here. They got nothing. They fucking cobble enough money together to put together a convenience store. You tell me our own fucking people can't do that? Like, I find that really hard to believe. The problem is that these people, they cobble together enough money to be able to open up a store. All these other motherfuckers, they get welfare and they go buy Jordans. I see it all the time. They go down to Louis fucking Vuitton, okay? I see those fucking bitches that go in there. Like, they don't have money for that shit, but that's where they go. That's where they blow all their fucking money, selling their fucking welfare off and for fucking gift cards and all the other shit that they sell it off for to get cash. Like, it's bullshit, guys, and I'm tired of it. Like, I should be able to hire for my community that I have right here. Like, I should be able to go down to fucking anybody and say, hey, guess what? You want to learn to make 80 grand a year as a furniture maker? Come in here. I'm going to show you how to do this, right? No interest. Zero interest. Hey, you want to learn to make 70 grand delivering furniture around the country? All expenses paid. They're on me. Oh, can't do it. These guys, they can't fucking show up on time. They can't drive for more than 8 or 10 hours a day. Like, they can't do it. They can't act polite. They can't dress well enough. Like, these are all huge problems. And we're supposed to fix these things since the 1970s. Not one fucking one of them is fixed. In fact, it's all gotten worse. And it's uncomfortable to talk about, but it's just kind of the truth, So it's super frustrating, guys. And again, with this whole Charlie Kirk thing going on today, it's just like, what is this world coming to, And it's very frustrating. Okay, go through a few more things here. See what other kind of. I know this is not gonna be a popular conversation, guys. Like, a lot of people don't like to hear this stuff. A lot of people like to just kind of operate in their own little safe space, and I think that they've got it all figured out. I'm here to tell you guys, like, again, as someone who hires and fires people for a living, who has to hire lower middle class people, like, I have a pretty good idea of what's really going on. And again, I'm in St. Louis, not the most high-end place. This isn't Dallas, but I know what's going on. I see it every day, and it's not getting better, guys. In fact, it's getting worse. Okay, who else got here? Here's this Haywood Jablomi. Oh man, great name. Okay, let's see. What's your husband's name? My husband's name. Okay, Jablomi. Thanks, dude. Jablomi, hit the like button. Add to the conversation, just like you're doing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, he just got murdered. Not cool. I don't like to see anybody get murdered. It's not good. But that guy specifically did nothing but good, right? And when I say that, I'm talking about he hired tons of people. I think he had something like 300 employees, right? Paid probably hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes, right? Promotes having kids, right? The guy's young, I think he's like in his 30s. Like, these are good things, right? Promoting, smoking weed and being fucked up all the time, not being able to show up to work on time, taking advantage of people, fucking learning the welfare system, learning who's got the nicest Section 8 apartment. Like, that shit should not be celebrated, right? Charlie Kirk was someone who did, I wouldn't say he did everything right, but I mean, he was fine. Like, the guy was normal. He did good things. He paid taxes and he hired people, and he gave people the ability to grow their lives, right? He didn't destroy lives. He allowed people to grow their lives, and we're celebrating people that did the exact opposite. I'm done with it, guys. I'm fucking done. Thank you. Come again. Yeah, and exactly, dude. You exactly hit it. Like, again, the people that come here that are refugees and the people that actually do illegal immigration into America, they figure out how to make it here and thrive. Our own fucking people can't figure it out because they don't want to. And then when you try and tell them, like, hey, no, dude, this is what you got to do, they, what the fuck do you know? It's like, you're just some dumb guy, you don't know anything. You make furniture. What the fuck could you possibly know? It's like, you people are just, there's no helping you guys. You're unemployable. And this is, again, the thing that frustrates me as a business owner is, like, we can't keep doing this year after year after year. You have got to cut off the welfare. At some point, you have to, I hate to use the word make, but you got to make these people do what is necessary to contribute to society. Because the way society works, guys, is all of us add to the pie. That's how it works. And we add to the pie via taxes for the most part, right? If you're not adding to the pie via taxes, you're taking from the pie via taxes, right? And we got too many people that are taking from that pie. Not enough people putting in. In fact, they want more of us. They want more of less people to put into the pie more, so more fuck-ups can continue to just live off and mooch off of the people that do everything. And we got to do something about it. It's super frustrating. This is a topic I talk about so much. People always, when I get into these discussions about labor and illegal labor and all these kind of things, and I'm always saying that, I'll give you 2 Americans, give me 1 illegal immigrant, because it's the truth. Like, they actually want to work. They appreciate what it means to be able to work 8 to 12 hours a day, every day of the week, because they don't have that where they come from. We have it here. We got motherfuckers that don't even want it. In fact, we got more people that don't want it than do want it. And it's just a massive problem. I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I'm stunned. Okay, see, Tommy Slovakia is in here. Great name, man. Slovakia. Wow, you literally are from Slovakia. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Just stop by the streams. Love and positivity also. Hit the like button, please. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, guys. Hit the like, add a discussion. Like I said, the Charlie Kirk thing is a big topic for a lot of people today. It's probably not getting a lot of people on the stream today just because everyone's watching. I think a lot of people are watching that content on X and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. But I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about today. Again, I do my talk as a business owner. I do my talk as someone who makes furniture, who paints furniture, and just the struggles, the good and the bad, of owning a business. And today we're talking a lot about hiring people, right? We're talking about this class of people that can't seem to get their shit together, and we just continue to celebrate them as though it's the most virtuous thing in the world to celebrate mediocrity, to celebrate losers and fucking parasites. And the truth is that all these people have the potential to be great. They have the potential to be $50, $60, $70, $80,000 a year employees all day long. And as business owners, all we want to do is hire these people. Like, when I see a fuck up, I don't see a fuck up that I just want him to die and go away. I see a fuck up that I want to help, right? Like, hey, I can give this guy a job. I give him a job, pay him $36,000 a year, basically to come in and sweep floors, right? Learn to come in. Maybe you can learn to sand furniture. Maybe you can learn to run wood through the planer. Maybe you can learn to assist my painter. Anything. You can do something, but they have to be willing to learn. And this is the problem that I have. I don't think these people want to learn. Nobody is shaming them enough. People will say, oh, you think they don't know how hard it is? You think they don't know what situation they're in? And I don't. I've seen it. I've seen it 100 times. These people do not care. And it's a version of they've lost hope, and it's a version of they've never seen what is possible. They've never been told, hey, you know what? You can do this. They've never been told, you know what? Like, you can do better than this. Like, you don't have to live this way. Like, we can get you into a better situation, but you're gonna have to start off the bottom. You're gonna have to learn some things, and we'll get you into a car. We'll help you find an apartment. You know how many fucking apartments I've looked for people over the years? You know how many cars I've bought with people over the years? Like, I've bailed people out of jail. I've had my employees stay at my home. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, who else you got? You got Invisible Fans, got his comments. Please give me a job. Yeah, and that's the thing. I tell people, like, you want a job? Some of the best employees I've ever hired have literally walked in, right? They saw our content on social media and walked in looking for a job. And I've hired many of them. You know, not all of them, but I've hired lots of them. You know, I've had artists come in here. You know, they see all our beautiful painted furniture, and they just want to learn how to paint furniture, right? They're big into artistry, you know, which these people never make good painters. They're dreamers is the problem. They don't really want to paint furniture. They want to be creative, which is a problem. But yeah, I hired a Syrian. His wife was a follower of ours on Instagram, and while she came in here, both of them hardly spoke any English. She says, my husband, good furniture maker, you know, in broken English. And she showed me his carvings and stuff, and I looked at her phone, and I was like, yeah, I'll give him a job. And I think I paid him $10 an hour for like the first month, you know, and he was able to make furniture like within like a month. Like, it was actually really impressive, you know. So then we bumped his pay up. Like I said, now he makes like $32 fucking an hour. He's fucking great. Anybody can do that. And this is a guy who hardly speaks English, right? Doesn't even have a fucking car. Figures it out, right? But our own people, the people that we put up on a pedestal that are complete fucking parasites, we cannot get these people to get along with society, to stop acting like fucking animals, and to become normal, law-abiding citizens, right? Like, we just fucking love felons. For some reason, we can't get enough of people that have been run through the criminal system, you know? Like, it's just, oh, just one more time. It's like, motherfucker, 14 times wasn't enough. Like, get rid of these fucking people. Get rid of them. I'm tired of paying for them. Get them out of here. You know, again, we'll take the country of Nebraska. All you fucking Nebraska people and all your corn or Kansas, wherever the fuck it is, you can all come here to Missouri. We'll trade our houses and we'll just border off that fucking state. All those people can go, they can create their whole utopia, whatever the fuck it is they think they have figured out. Give them a whole state. They can have billions of fucking federal dollars. The federal government has infinite amounts of money anyway. Give these fucking losers all the space they want, all the money they want. They can have all the cheap Coca-Cola and chips and Jordans and fucking Lululemon and, you know, whatever, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, whatever all these fucking people want, because it ain't a job, right? It's not job skills. They don't want prosperity. They just want free shit. You know, they're great at being criminals, not so good at fucking showing up to work every day. And I'm fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed about it, guys. Like, it's so frustrating. I'm done with not say anything about it, because it's, as business owners and people that want to start companies, if there aren't people to make companies, guys, guess what? There's no one to fucking teach you guys how to do shit. There's nobody. What, you think you got it figured out because you make stuff in your garage? Like, I'm here to tell you, like, most people that are craftspeople fucking suck as business owners. Read the book Boss Life by Paul Downs. He documents it in full. Best book about becoming a woodworker, business owner from the furniture maker side, right? He was a craftsperson, then he got into business, realized being in business is super fucking hard, and he goes through all the bullshit, you know? And the truth is that you need the business owners that start out as craftspeople that are able to figure it out, so we can teach all you fucking people how to do it. Like, at some point, somebody has to be there to teach people. You know, that's part of what I wrote down in my notes today. People, these fucking young people, they don't want to learn from the elders, the older people, right? They don't want to learn, right? So if an old guy comes to some kid and says, hey, you little fuck, stop this, knock that shit off, that's not cool, they're being annoying, the young kid is more apt to hit the guy, right? Than be like, oh shit, that's an elder, that's an older person, I don't want to disrespect them, I don't want them to come tell my parents that they might hit me. They don't think like that. Now they go, oh, fuck you, old man, you know, and then they go get their buddies and they beat up on that old man. Like, how many times have we seen this shit? Like, it's disgusting. There's no respect for old people today. There's no respect for elders. There's no respect for anyone. So anyone can do whatever they want, and you end up with what we have today. An entire class of citizens in America that can't fucking get jobs. They can't contribute to the tax base. All they do is take, and they fucking steal, right? We got a story. You guys ever heard of Nordstrom's? I was just listening to it today. Our Nordstrom's here is closing, right? We got this big mall down in St. Louis. The fucking mall's closing. You know why it's closing? Because everyone's fucking stealing from it, you know? And guess who's fucking stealing from it? You think it's Whitey making 70 grand a year fucking stealing everything? No, it's these fucking roams of thug fucking criminal people, right? And they can't stop them, because if you try and stop these people, you're just gonna get fucking sued, right? Someone's gonna come and say you're being racist because you're watching the person that's in the fucking designer side of Nordstrom's, even though they would never actually wear that shit. They can't afford that shit. You could stereotype people, it's okay, but again, we can't stereotype, you know? So that company's going out of business. You know, it's not because they didn't have the foot traffic or the sales, it's because they couldn't sell enough to offset all the fucking stealing that's being done. You know, it used to be back in the day, if you stole something, you know, the fucking business owner might come in and kick the shit out of you, teach you a fucking lesson. You know, you can't do that anymore. Because again, older people aren't respected. The people that contribute to society aren't respected. We love the fucking helpless. We love the fuck-ups. We love the parasites. We love the people that don't want to get along with the way society is. We fucking love those people. You know, it's got to stop, guys. Like, you cannot celebrate these people. Like, these people need to be ostracized. They need to be fucking tarred and feathered. We used to have this thing called the stocks, right? If you steal something, they put your ass in the stocks, and society would come around. They'd throw fucking lettuce at you, bread. They might piss on your face. They might smack you. Like, you need a version of that today, guys. We don't have that. There is zero accountability, especially for these fucking group of criminals. Zero accountability. You know, all these fucking DAs, I mean, we got our own fucking problems here in St. Louis, right? But these people, when these criminals come through, they just let them go because guess what? They have no fucking money. Why would any government want to do anything with these people? Like, it costs money to keep them in prison, money which they don't have anyway, right? Like, these people have no money. They look for the businesses, right? They look for the business that, you know, illegally operates, or maybe they fire someone the way they should, or maybe they're not up to snuff on all their OSHA and EPA regulations. They look for those companies because the businesses have money. So they're happy to go after them, fine them, sue them, do whatever they have to do. But the fucking piece of shit criminals, no. They want nothing to do with it because they got no fucking money. You know, like I used to live in Seattle, guys. I shouldn't say I lived in Seattle. I lived in Oregon. I had a bunch of family in Seattle. My parents keep a condo in Seattle right now. That place is a fucking shithole. Like, they just let these fucking homeless people roam around. Well, we got the same problem here in St. Louis. I live down, my business is right here by the Del Mar Loop. You know, these fucking homeless people have sprung up out of nowhere. It's like, I'm a fucking tax-paying citizen. You know, I should be able to go fucking grab these people, go get a bunch of my guys, drag these motherfuckers out of here, and get them out of here. I don't want these fucking parasites and disgusting people on my premises, in the area which I reside. I don't want that shit here. But again, nothing we can do about it. The fucking cops just drive on by, right? City doesn't mind. City doesn't give a fuck, you know. But oh God, don't operate illegally as a business, right? Don't make sure you're up to code on everything, right? Make sure you pay all your taxes. You don't do that, we'll fucking come for you. But if you have no money, like, they don't give a fuck. You can do whatever you want because they're not going to get anything out of you. So there's no incentive for them to do anything, which is horse shit. All right, let's go through some more comments. Okay. So I'm in a wheelchair. But so yeah, if you're in a wheelchair, dude, you can still get a job. I've thought about this. Like, I've literally thought about what if my fucking, like, I just hurt my knee, like, I don't know, 3 months ago, and I think about the same thing as a furniture maker. Guys carry heavy shit around. I think, like, what the fuck could I do if I couldn't use my knee very much, right? If I couldn't do what it is that I do. And you know what I would do? I would become a 3D modeler. I would do drafting. I would do furniture design. I would do all kinds of, because I do a version of it anyway. I did a bunch of design work when I worked in aerospace. You know, I know CATIA, I know SolidWorks, I know AutoCAD. That's probably what I would do. You know, I mean, of course, I can manage people and I can run my business a little bit, but you can do the same thing, dude. A wheelchair, you know, it's just, a wheelchair isn't what it used to be, you know, as far as mobility. With the internet and the way data moves, you know, it's just, you can do a lot of cool things, even in a wheelchair, man. So I get into drafting, you know, learn about design and design some furniture. You know, if you're, I don't know what your background is, I don't know what it is that you do, but that's what I would do, you know. I'm trying to think, so like, you could do some stuff in the remote space. I mean, think of any remote job. I mean, all these fucking people, I mean, completely mobile people that have no wheelchair. They're too fucking lazy to go to work. You know, they just want to stay at home and jerk off all day and collect a paycheck, you know, which is hilarious, you know. So I don't know, but I don't think wheelchair is a problem at all. So, but good, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you hanging out and contributing to the conversation. And but yeah, if I was in a wheelchair, man, that's what I would do. Okay, see, son. Oh boy, son's in here. Boy, son, you missed a good one. we're heated today. Yeah, let's see what you got to say. Let's see. In my opinion, every person that trainer, bus, or whatever, it should be charged. None of them help the girl. No one helped any video. Yeah, you know, son, and that's one of the things. Like, I don't know about that. Like, if you watch that video, and that's like one of those things, guys. Like, when I get these videos, I'm like, I think we've all gotten these videos in the past. You know, when I see people just getting the shit beat out of them, like, I'll get these videos, and especially if it's like some little person that is getting beat up by a bigger person, like, it's just like, I want to cry. Like, and I'm not even a crier, you know. And it's just, I just can't stand the sight of the helpless, you know, being just pummeled by other people. Like, it really hurts my heart, you know. And to see, you know, that fucking piece of shit basically shanked that chick. You know, if you watch that video, son, the thing that kind of spoke to me was that he got her, but she didn't even know. You know, like I think she just had like an immediate shot of adrenaline, and she had no idea. I don't think other people knew right away either. You know, but yeah, again, all those people there. I mean, you think somebody would have seen something or been aware of what had just happened, but I guess it happened really fast, and I don't know, man. Like like I said, I've hired refugees, I've hired people from other countries, and this is what has me so pissed off. Like I'm tired of our media and our politicians, and especially our colleges. Like I'm so tired of fucking academia. These people celebrate these loser parasite people like with every chance they get. They just cannot wait to, you know, nail with their Kunta Klaus or Kinte Klaus, whatever they call that. Like these fucking people are disgusting, right? Meanwhile, this chick shows up here from Ukraine, right? She's working at a fucking pizzeria. You know, they think that fucking piece of shit that stabbed her was working anywhere. That guy's probably collecting fucking welfare while he's fucking working under the table for some other people. Like it's really bad, guys. And this guy just fucking shanks her. He's gonna claim he had schizophrenia. I was like, if you had schizophrenia, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why did society let you out? You know, like I asked my dad about this kind of thing. He says we wouldn't even deal with those people back in my day. My dad says that if you were one of those kind of people, he said you could either go to the military or they would put you in an insane asylum. Like you weren't going to be out in society. That's how they did it in his day. That would be like the 70s basically. And yeah, we just let these people hang out. You know, because again, guys, they have no money, which is why society won't do anything with them. They have no fucking money. They've got nothing. Like you can't. You can't put all these people in jail. Like, you can't fine them. They got no fucking money, which is really all a government wants. Just want money, guys. They don't want to provide services for the people. That's patently obvious. You know, 60%, I think, of our federal budget just goes towards entitlements. Like, that means your society's fucked, right? If everything just goes towards entitlements, like, your society is sick. Your society is not contributing enough. Your society is not producing enough. Your society is not doing enough to maintain their own situation if they're relying on the governments to do it. Like it's the core of my conversation. You know, we can't fucking celebrate these people. Like my mom, I remember my mom saying it. My mom said that she would rather die than go on welfare. You know, it's like that's a bold statement, you know, and that's how it used to be. Like it used to be if you went on welfare, you were a fucking piece of shit. And now it's kind of normalized. You know, if you go on Section 8 housing, like, you know, it's like you really fucked up. You need to get your shit together because you would want to get off, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with helping people. If you're in a bad spot and you need help for a year, like let's get you some fucking help, man. You need a place to live. You need some money for food, right? You're like I'm all for it. And I'm even one of those people like you want some extra money to, you know, go out and see a movie. Like I'm all down for it. Like I think you should be able to do whatever you got to do, but get your shit together, right? And there's got to be someone that's measuring whether or not you're doing the work. And there's nobody to measure whether or not you're doing the work. It's just like, Sally's been on welfare for 8 fucking years. It's like, well, how come no one's going to Sally and say, hey, bitch, what's going on? You know, or Tony's been in Section 8 housing for 10 years now. Like, what the fuck's going on, Tony? Why can't you get a job? Well, nobody wants to hire me. Like, I'm just kind of, you know, they don't like what I do, or my job skills aren't good. Okay, well, let's work on your job skills. You know, what do you need? What do you do? You got it. Well, you come to find out Tony fucking doesn't do anything, right? So then you have to be willing to say, you know what, Tony, we're cutting you off, man. You got 12 months, and then we're cutting you off. Well, what do I do then? Not my fucking problem, dude. Not my problem. You'll figure it out. You know, you want to go rob somebody because you can't get any more welfare? Great, we'll fucking arrest you. We'll put your ass in prison. You know, then you can rot in prison, right? I would rather spend $30,000 a year housing you than give you fucking Section 8 and food stamps. I just would. You're fucking done. I'm done with you people. I'm done with helping you because you don't want to help yourselves. And the people that can help you, you call us racist, you call us whatever kind of fucking ish you can. You say that, you know, we don't like poor people and we don't want to help people, you know, and we're all for being the elite type people and just making money. We don't care about employees and you're all fucking full of shit. I'm done with you. You people can go fuck yourselves. I hope nobody ever fucking helps you ever again. You people can all go fucking starve for all I care. Commit crimes, we'll arrest you because that's really all we gotta do is just enforce the law. Enforce the law. You will rob somebody, you're going to fucking jail, right? If you're selling cigarettes and a cop arrests you, stands on your fucking neck, and you end up fucking dying, like, let's adjudicate it, but if we find out that you're fucking high on drugs, oh, and you have a rap sheet, you know, you're a complete piece of shit. Meanwhile, the fucking cops, you know, not perfect record, but pretty decent guy, guess what? I'm siding with the fucking cop. I just am, right? Because the cop's doing something. Overall, if I gotta, you know, do the balancing act of good and bad, guess what, motherfucker? You don't measure up, the cop does. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it, guys. And I'm not celebrating this shit anymore. I'm not fucking, if you're gonna kill somebody for basically talking about having a family and working and contributing to society and doing good things, you're gonna kill that guy because you don't like what he's saying. Like, I got a problem, man. We got a fucking problem, you know? So, okay, go through more comments. So since she left a war zone and died in Philly, yeah, right? Yeah, and it's sad, son, you know, and it's, again, and the truth is, you know, if I'm being 100% honest, like, her death, in and of itself, happens all the time. It really isn't a story all by itself. But the truth is that's basically a pretty white girl that got killed by a guy that basically looks like, you know, the prototypical criminal. You know, and that's really the only reason that story got any traction at all. And the bitch of it is that nobody wanted to report on it for that reason. And while I don't necessarily disagree with it, when it became a story, they still didn't want to report on it. And that's where I got a problem, right? Because honestly, the media's job is to report on stories, whatever they are, whether they're good or bad or real or fake, they have to address them. And these people did not want to address them because all they do, son, is celebrate parasites. All they do is celebrate classes of people that are no good to society, you know. And I say that because they have a track record of being no good to society. And academics, professors, these fucking Karens that we have today, these people think that these people are unaccountable because of what happened to their ancestors, whatever, 100 years ago, you know, and it's horseshit, you know. And again, I can say that I married an immigrant. You know how many fucking immigrants I know? I hired immigrants. I think I got people from like 5 or 6 different continents that work for me, right? All these people figure it out. They all figure it out, but these other people, they can't figure it out, and it's just it's got to stop. You know, at some point, someone has to be willing to say, like, you fucking people are fucking worthless. Like, you're no good to society. And as bad as it sounds, like, it's just the truth. You know, and again, horrible thing to say. I get it, but if somebody doesn't say it, then it's just going to keep being the way that it is. You know, and our country can't continue like this. Our country has to be a country of success. It has to be a country where we provide services for each other. That's how a country works. And if you get too many people that basically, like with politicians, right? These politicians pander to all these fuck-ups. They pander because they way outweigh the people that produce. You know, and you might say, well, why is that? And I'm telling you guys, it's because they don't want to learn. They don't respect their elders. They don't respect people that aren't the same race of them, which is really fucked up. And they call white people racist. It's not. We're not the racist ones. These are the fucking racist people, guys. They don't want to be around their kind. They don't want to be around people that are different than. They don't want to be around people that actually are successful and have figured out the formula to being whatever success means. You know, basically just not accepting government assistance, right? I've never taken government assistance in my fucking life. You know, and lots of people say, oh, you got roads and you got this and you got that, you know. It's like, I can't convince you, which is fine. Like, it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, let me go through my notes. Go through my notes real quick, and we'll get this conversation going on here. Because, yeah, I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff, and I know I've covered some of this already before, but, yeah, not a good day, guys. Again, not happy that this whole Charlie Kirk assassination thing happened. Again, not even a Charlie Kirk fan. But the guy was basically murdered or assassinated, whatever you want to call it, because of what he was promoting. And what this guy promotes is how I live my day every day of my life. And I don't need Charlie Kirk to tell me how to do it. But what he represents is a direct attack on me and what I represent, which is not being a piece of shit, not being a fuck up, not being a generational dependent on the government, right? Learning skills, being willing to go to the old person and say, hey man, teach me something. Right? Show me how to do this. And then when the old person says, you know what, you need to do better, that's not good enough, you don't turn around and then go, hey, fuck you, old man. You don't do that, right? You don't just basically not talk to these people because you don't like the way that they speak. You don't like the way that they look. You know, it's like you have to learn at some point. You have to learn. And if we all say, fuck these people, we don't want to teach them, we don't want to be around them, You know, we all move to the fucking suburbs, so we have to be around these fucking people. Then these people are never going to learn anything. They're just going to continue to live this life of horribleness. And those of us that actually want to help these people and show them how to do shit, we're just going to walk away. We're going to go away, and then these people are going to be left with the shithole that they've created. I mean, everywhere these fucking people go, it's ruined, guys. Everywhere. And it's so frustrating. So anyway, things that I wrote down today. The top thing I wrote down is people who cannot contribute need to learn from those that do, period. And this is the biggest thing. You know, if you want to, in my case, I'm a furniture maker, right? I got painters, I got delivery drivers, I got, you know, people that run operations, managers. If you want to learn how to do this stuff, you got to be willing to do the work. You know, these people got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to come in here and show up when I show up, do the work when I do the work, take my instruction, do the best you can, and continue to evolve your skills. And you're going to get paid, and I'm going to get something from you, you're going to get something from me. It's a win-win. It's good for everybody. Like, we get to learn about our cultures, we get to learn about the way that we are. You know, we might even hang out a little bit. You know, you need help with your car, I'll teach you some things about cars. You need help working on your house, I'll show you a little bit about working on houses. You can learn a lot from people like me and the older people. But if you tell us that we're all racist, that we're all pieces of shit, and you know, you think that we should never fucking be here, and if it hadn't been for us, you guys would have this perfect paradise, you're gonna continue to be where you're at, you know, and nobody's gonna help you. Nobody, except the fucking colleges. They'll happily take American tax dollars to give you fucking people, you know, college degrees, which are worth nothing, by the way. They're worth nothing. The college degree, fucking toilet paper would be a better use for a college degree at this point. And I think everyone would agree with that. Colleges are fucking a waste of money at this point. Unless you're an engineer, a fucking doctor, colleges shouldn't even exist. You know, there's way more to learn out of business. There's way more to learn from people that do the work, you know, but you got to show up on time, right? And that's if you want to be completely honest with you, that's the only reason colleges fucking, or businesses look for college degrees, is because they know that you showed up and you did some kind of work. That's it. That's all they're looking for. They give a fuck about your degree. They could care less, because the information and knowledge that you have is basically worthless. The company will give you the knowledge that you need. That's really what a college degree is for today. So anyway, let's see here. So I wrote down, criminals are celebrated while contributors are talked about as evil, okay? So I got a real problem with this, okay? We can't keep celebrating criminals. We just can't. You know, I mean, Missouri's got what's the Michael Brown, the hands up, don't shoot guy, you know, again, fucking piece of shit. Again, why are we celebrating this guy? The fucking media had the story going forever. You know, the George Floyd thing goes forever. Like, you know, the colleges were giving these guys free tuition for their families, doing everything they could to fucking jerk these people off because it felt good. They were able to be virtuous. You know, again, these people are fucking pieces of shit. All of them. They're all pieces of shit. Every fucking one of them, guys. And we just celebrate these people. We try so hard to put these people up on a pedestal like it's going to help society in any way, shape, or form. Like we're going to feel less guilty about being successful, right? I'm going to feel less guilty about growing up in a fucking trailer and moving all over America and finally making it here to Missouri and figure this shit out. I mean, you think you're gonna make me feel fucking guilty? What, because your fucking dad left you when you were young, your fucking mom's third generation, Section 8. I wrote that down. You know, that, son, you were talking earlier about that chick in North Carolina. That guy that stabbed her, like fucking, 14 times that dude was arrested and convicted. 14 times. Like, when is enough enough? You know, I've made it through my entire life. I've never been arrested. You know, and again, people will say, well, you don't know their lives. You don't know it's never their fault. It's always my fault, right? Like I'm bad because I did the work. These people don't want to do the work. And when you tell them how to do the work, they're like, fuck you, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Like you can't get through to these people, guys. It's not a tenable situation. And it's frustrating. It's super frustrating because like I said, I tried to hire again, a 19-year-old kid. 19-year-old kid, we call him a Blaxican, you know, he's a good dude, but just had a baby, got some chick knocked up, had the baby, needed to make some fucking money, right? Got a kid, 19 years old. His uncle calls me up. I buy glass from him. And he says, hey, man, cousin needs a job. He kind of is good with his hands. He'd probably be a good furniture maker. Maybe you can help him out, give him a job. I was like, yeah, man, I'll help you out until I give this kid a job. Kid made it about 2 weeks. Stopped showing up. What do you do? Had another guy, used to work for me a long time, black dude, and he was a good worker back then. Actually had really good leadership potential. Like, you could see that people kind of gravitated toward this guy, and they would kind of listen to what he had to say. Like, he just had that presence, and he stole my van one night, and he was stealing sandpaper from me, and at nights he was sanding, doing drywall work, which is cool. It sucked that he took my van and stole my sandpaper, but I don't know, maybe 5 years later, he came back again looking for a job, and again, I remembered the leadership qualities, and I thought, you know what, man, I should hire this guy. But even my wife would always say no to, but even she was like, yeah, maybe this guy's gotten his shit together a little bit. And again, we're like, yeah, okay, well, let's try this guy. As I told him, I gave him the spiel, hey, I'm going to show you furniture making, starts at, 30, 40 grand a year, but you can make 100K. I mean, you can be really good at making furniture, make really good money, work for cabinet shops, and you can take that skill anywhere. It's a fantastic skill. And the guy comes in, starts working, and immediately he's like live streaming what he's doing at work, and he's sanding furniture while he's live streaming, constantly talking to his phone. And when I ask him, I say, hey man, why are you fucking streaming on your phone while you're at work? He's like, oh, this is my other job. I show people what I do, but people like to watch me do this stuff. I'm a hustler, blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, yeah, you're fucked, man. Like, you got no idea. I fucking told the guy, I'm like, you can't do that. Like, this isn't fucking how it works, man. You got to fucking work. You're here to learn. You're not here to show off that you are some fucking great person, But the truth is that this guy, he was probably the best of his amazingly shitty group of people. Like, he was kind of a piece of shit, but everyone around him was a super piece of shit. And this is what happens with these people. Like, you get one person that's kind of like the top of the shit hill, and that's what this guy was. And again, tried to turn this guy into something. And he's going back to, he was working for Subway before. I think he's working for, we got a place here called Wingstop. Like, he's doing that. Just going from job to job to job to job to job. Because these people, you can't get through to them. They don't want to hear it. And again, you show them the way. And again, if I had operated this way as when I was this guy's age, like, I would have never been where I'm at, right? I've told you guys many times, like, my mentor, his name was Bob. Like, fucking guy used to hit me with a hat for years. And eventually I became Bob, and learned all Bob's skills, and Bob died. Eric retained all of his skills. Like, there's a million of us like that out here that would just love to teach people things, that love to give people better lives, but they don't want it. And you can't convince them that there is a better way. You can't convince them that there's a different way to do things. Like, all they know is what they know, and you can't tell them anything, and it's so sad, guys. It's so sad. I see it all the time, and it can be soul crushing, to be completely honest with you. So other things I wrote down. So I wrote down academia, the wealthy, promote the parasite class. Like, for some reason, when you become successful, apparently, or when you get a master's degree, suddenly you feel like the poorest of the poor can do no wrong. Criminals are amazing. Everybody has something good to offer society. And suddenly, you become a bleeding heart, as they say. And these people are a drag on society. They don't promote what it is that got them where they are, right? A lot of them, I mean, it's not easy to get a master's degree. I'm not saying it is, but it's a hell of a lot easier to learn to be a furniture maker. That much I fucking know for sure. But these people, they don't say, hey, you know what, you piece of shit, like, stop fucking, kicking pregnant women in the fucking stomach, and why don't you go to school and learn something? They don't say that. Instead, they say, oh, the fucking cop. The cop's the problem. He's a racist. It's like, wait a minute, hold on a second here. Like, why are we talking about the piece of shit people that aren't, they're mooching off of all of us? Why are we talking about those people a little bit more and less about the cop that's doing his job, whether he did something right or wrong? Like prosecute the guy, fine, but again, don't forget about the piece of shit just because you didn't like what the cop did, which is what we do. Like, it's just the constant propping up the parasites, propping up the fucking losers, like they've got something to offer when they don't. They got nothing to offer, guys. So I wrote that down. I'm tired of academia. I think academia is done. I think that academia's probably got it might have another decade. of good times, and then they're going to be on hard times. Like I really thought that colleges would embrace this trade school thing, and you'd have a Harvard bachelor's of frame carpentry. Like I really thought that would happen. That hasn't happened yet. They'd come up with some kind of Phoenix, the University of Phoenix would have a bachelor's degrees in general labor, something like that. But that hasn't happened yet, which is good. But yeah, I think academia is in trouble. I think a lot of these people that have been hiding away, these administrators and these HR people, these counselors and all these people that don't make anything, I think that their days are numbered. I think AI is going to fucking wipe all them out, and they're going to become the new parasite class, because the stuff that they do is of no use to society. It does nothing for people. It's just good for them and their little college. It's not good in the real world. So I think those guys are in trouble. Other things to write down. I think I went through most of the other stuff that I wanted to talk about. Academia has poisoned generations of people with their bullshit. I talked about Charlie Kirk today. That guy, man, what a shame. What a shame. Again, whether you like the guy or not, what the guy was promoting was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. What he promoted was just family ethics. God and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a religious person, but you want to promote God, go for it. Just don't promote being a thief, right? Don't promote being a felon. Don't promote, screwing the man. Don't promote stealing at Nordstrom so that our Nordstrom's here in St. Louis has to close down because they can't keep up with all your fucking theft. Don't promote that shit. It's not helpful. Charlie Kirk paid a gob of taxes, right? A gob of taxes. Had something like 300 employees. Had a whole bunch of careers that he created for people by being a talker, an influencer, whatever the hell it is exactly that he does. Like this guy, again, whether you like him or not, the fact is he did a good thing, and you don't have to agree with the guy, but you do have to agree that he was a net good for society, and some people say, he didn't like fucking gay people, and he's a anti this and anti that. Like, who gives a fuck? Who cares? That's not the issue. The issue is the guy in and of himself is a good person. Now he's got his wife and his 2 kids have a dead father. Like a good man, a contributing man, someone who would have shown his kids a good way to operate in society is now dead. And that's no good. We can't have that. That woman that died in North Carolina on that light rail train. Again, she's going to work at a fucking pizzeria. Super attractive woman, 23 years old, died to some fucking piece of shit that shouldn't even been in society. Again, she's paying taxes. People probably liked her. She probably had friends. She probably actually paid for stuff. This guy was a thief, steals. Now he's a killer. Apparently he had some kind of, mental issues. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. We have to stop celebrating these people. Same thing with the George Floyd thing. Get complete fucking piece of shit. I don't give a fuck if a cop killed him. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. You can't deny this guy was a fucking parasite. Again, we spent years talking about this guy and just his family and just all that. What, they make a monument to this guy? Like, he's a fucking piece of shit, guys. And again, as a society, we have to be willing to say what is just reality, and nobody wants to do that. And people get called names, people get just excoriated for telling the truth, and they get called all these kind of names, and it's not good, So, and again, with what happened today, like, I'm done. Like, I'm just going to talk about it. Like, and my streams are going to always be the same. Like, I'm always going to talk about business. I'm going to talk about hiring people, firing people, making furniture, design, product lines and all this kind of stuff. And you guys don't have to like me. People can, hate this content and, hate watch it or whatever and think that I'm a shitty person. But again, I talk to a lot of people, guys. I know a lot of people, and everyone's on the same page. Like, everybody is on the same page. And unfortunately, 90% of them aren't willing to say anything, and that's part of the problem. And again, Charlie Kirk got killed because he was willing to say stuff. And I feel for his wife, I feel for his kids, and again, just a good, wholesome person. And we need more of those people, not less of them. We need to be celebrating people like that who help people and give people jobs and pay taxes and promote a decent moral existence and stop celebrating these dirty fucking pieces of shit constantly. I see it every day, every freaking day. Like the media and politicians just cannot wait. They just cannot wait to throw red meat to the parasite class, guys. So anyway, go through a few more comments here, and I'm at an hour. That's pretty good. And again, tough conversation today. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to talk about much of this, to be completely honest with you. But I'm tired of seeing good people called names and denigrated, while the people that are terrible people get propped up and thought of as martyrs in a way, and it's hard on my soul, man. Like, this is really rough. So, okay, son, what are you saying here? I heard college attendance was going way down. Yeah, I get it, but son, like for, I don't know what you do, but like for me personally, like I've grown up in academia. Like I've got two sets of family, and I got part of my family that watches my streams, and I'm going to say some of this anyway, but my family on the West Coast, I got a lot of academics in my family, and these people, after COVID, a lot of them I wouldn't even talk to anymore because they were so arrogant, and they just had it all figured out, and Eric, the dumb fucking furniture maker, couldn't possibly know what to do, or have an opinion that was valid because I didn't have a PhD and fuck all. Like, I didn't have any of that. But I've listened to these people most of my life talk about different races, different classes of people. I've listened to them talk about how amazing academia is and how people need to get the highest degrees possible and all this kind of stuff. And I don't want to be around these people anymore. I have zero interest in talking to these people because I won't say it's a war at this point, but there's a little bit of a war going on between the academic class and the normal people, and the academics have chosen the losers and the parasites because what they've tried to do is they've tried to say, hey, we know how to do everything. Hey, government, give all these people money, bring them in here. We're going to teach them how to do things, But at the same time, we're also going to teach them all this fucked up shit as well, right? We're going to teach them that climate change is going to destroy the world. You guys, I shouldn't even say this, but like, I know somebody right now who doesn't want to have kids because she's worried about climate change. This is a young girl. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's how brainwashed these people. And this is not someone who's dumb. This is someone with a fucking master's degree, okay? This is someone who is engulfed in academia, right? I've got people in my family with PhDs, right? Doctorates. And these people, they're Looney Tunes, guys. They're brainwashed. They don't know how the real world works, and they'll always prop up the one blue collar person in the family, but they don't give a fuck about them. They don't even see them in the same light as they see themselves and their peers. These people, I've said my piece. Like, there's a war going on, guys, and son, I hope what you're saying is correct, because the academics you could see it during COVID. These people, they literally wanted us to have apps that said whether or not we were vaccinated. They want us to be able to, they wanted to put us in fucking camps if we weren't going to get vaccinated. They wanted us to have all these apps and wanted to fly on planes. They wanted to turn us away at hospitals, if we didn't get vaccinated. They told us that vaccinations were the key to everything, right? And again, it was all horseshit. It was the biggest fucking scam ever. And did a lot of people die? Of course they did. It was a novel virus, and it was again, anyone that's old and fat, doesn't matter what comes through, you're gonna fucking be the first people to go. And that's because you're weak. You're not healthy. And unfortunately, that's part of getting old. But you can't shut society down. You can't tell people what to do. And these people, like, they just couldn't wait to tell you what to do. They love the power. They love being able to tell you guys what to do because they're so smart. They've had so much education, yet they don't know how to operate in the real world. They don't fucking know how the real world works. They operate in this little bubble, which is Evergreen University, fucking whatever. Here we got WashU University. It's like these people live in a world that doesn't exist to normal people, and this is why they prop up people like a George Floyd. These people are they're delusional, they're deranged, and we made the mistake of telling them that they were geniuses and they were super intelligent. We made the huge mistake of telling people that if you went to college, you became smart. When the truth is that the only people that get anything from college are smart people. Like, people don't understand there's a difference. Like, you don't get smarter by going to college in many cases. There are people that do, don't get me wrong. And college is valuable to one degree or another, right? Like, everything has value, I think. But for most people, it's a huge waste of money, huge waste of time. And you didn't learn anything, which is why a lot of these people that are going to college, they can't get jobs, right? They've got $50,000 in debt, but they have to take a job that pays $23 an hour. And that's no bueno, man. That means you get no fucking house, right? You traded the house for the education. You could have went and worked for me when you were 18, probably made 40 grand a year starting out, went through 4 years of becoming a furniture maker, probably making $72,000 a year, have zero debt, have a great relationship at a company, probably have a job for life if you do a good job, and if I can keep this thing running long enough, and you'd have a home, you'd have a car, you'd fucking have all, you'd be going on vacations, probably have some kids, but you went the academic route, and they sold you a massive amount of lies, and they fucked with your mind, like in the worst way, and we are where we are. So, all right, son, what else are you saying here? See, college attendance was way down. And I'm curious, son, where you read that. And I'd be curious to know what part of the college attendance situation is affected most. Like, is it business degrees? Is it psychology degrees? Is it art literature? I was like, what a ridiculous degree. There's a lot of ridiculous degrees, to be quite honest with you. I'd be curious what where the losses are exactly. Okay, let's see, Victor, who's this? Victor Orozco. Hey, my new friend, where are you from? Let's see. Victor, so yeah, hello. Yeah, we're here in St. Louis, Missouri. I do stream most days, though I've been a little slow lately. We own a furniture company here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we make about 500 pieces a year. It's a small 7-figure business, and we ship furniture all over America. We're very well known for our high-gloss lacquer coating. We make beautiful stained furniture. We make beautiful painted furniture. We employ about 10 people right now. I had about 22-ish people during COVID, and it's been a good business. It's hard, and I've hired and fired a lot of people, which is very stressful because it feels great hiring people, man, but firing people, and it's never good. It's never easy. It never feels good, unless they're a piece of shit. Then sometimes that feels good, but even then you feel bad, because that person doesn't get a paycheck the next day, whether they deserved it or not. Taking away someone's paycheck is it just never feels good. So anyway, son says, I honestly forgot where that statistic was from. It's again, I hope it's true, and it's again, I don't. Like, I'm one of these people, like, I'm very open about my bias when it comes to colleges and universities. I just can't deal with what I've seen in my life, with the damage that colleges have done, not only to the people that go through them, but I've literally seen people come out of college, and the way that their minds operate it's like an indoctrination camp, guy. And when these media people talk about it, like, it's one thing to hear somebody you have no idea talk about, but when you hear from people that people that you've known your whole life talk this way, I mean, it's like someone speaking a whole other language, When people, like I said, they won't have kids because they're worried about climate change. Like you know how fucking brainwashed and delusional you are. Like, it's just if someone can convince you of that at this point, especially with something like the internet. I mean, go look at the old articles from the 70s. Them talking about fucking climate change, and what was it in the 90s when that Al Gore guy was talking about, like, Florida was going to be underwater, something like that. I mean, these people they're all just grifters. I mean, that's all it is. And a lot of these colleges, they're grifters too. I mean, think about when you go to college. Like, when you go to college, you should go to college and learn something right away. Learn that skill, get the fuck out and go to work. But they make you learn dumb shit. And they're like, oh, hey, I bet you want to go take a class about basket weaving. It's like, why? Why would you waste your time doing that shit? Why, as a taxpayer, unless you're going to be a basket weaver, why the fuck am I paying for that? No business in America wants that skill. And the colleges say, well, it makes you a more well-rounded person, right? Well-rounded, my ass. Like it's just for you guys to be able to hire more administrators, to get more revenue coming in, so you can, add to your curriculum, add to your research. It's all a big grift, guys. The universities, they used to do good work, but they don't do it anymore. Like, this is where they start studying. You hear the fluff stories about universities studying gay frogs. Like, these people come up with the most ridiculous things to research because it gets them grant money, guys. Like, the colleges don't exist without this grant money. Like, tuition's important, but it's the research dollars that are the most important. And a lot of these places, the research that they're doing is fucking bullshit. It's only interesting to academics, right? If you guys remember, there was a guy named, two guys, named Peter Boghossian and James Lindsay. And they did, you guys can go Google this, or grok it, I should say. They started making research papers to basically make fun of the whole peer review system in academia. And they did a bunch of stories on, like, they did a story on gay dogs in dog parks. And they wrote this fake, completely fake research piece on gay dogs in parks, and this fucking story, like, they won some kind of award for it. They did another one about fat bodybuilders, I think was another one they did. And again, every one of these things won these, like, accolades, right? And they would specifically use words that these people wanted to hear. And these people, they love to smell their own farts. Like, they love themselves so much, guys. And the truth is, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what will another person buy from you. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You're trying to sell somebody on the idea that, you need $1 million for gay frog research. The only person that you could possibly convince that is another person that did research, right? Which is probably the head of the government department that gives out the research grants, right? One academic to another. I'm going to study gay frogs. Well, yeah, well, I had to do research too. Here, let's give you some of that free federal money. The guy that never went to college, moved all over America, and figured out how to fucking have his own business, right? His tax dollars are going to go pay for some fucktard who shouldn't even be at college to study gay frogs. Like, it's the most ridiculous things, guys. And this is what's happened to our country. Like, everything you guys know, like, not everything, a lot of what we have today, it's all fake, guys. It's all smoke and mirrors. The whole college system is just a massive grift. And think about it, like here's something. I'll give you guys the last thing to think about today, okay? And yeah, son, I'll get your comment in just a second. So the truth is that in America today, we have America is basically made up of industries, right? And the truth is that there are a lot of industries that should have been wiped out years ago. But the problem is that politicians have to get reelected, okay? So if you eliminate any of these groups of excuse me, also train of thought there. Take like taxes, right? So if you eliminated the IRS, right? You know how many people? If you eliminated taxes, right? You know how many people support the tax industry? It's insane. The TurboTaxes, the Jackson Hewitts, the IRS, all the tax accountants, the CPAs. Say there's 1 million jobs in that industry. Well, the federal government technically could get rid of taxes like that, but they never will because it supports all these industries, right? So if the federal government said, you know what, we're fucking out of academia, right? We're not paying for people to go to college anymore because there's the ROI on it is shit. And I know that the government just loves shitty ROIs, but they're like, we're just not going to fund academia. And academia would be gone in 7 years, like not like diminished, like gone, because it thrives on federal dollars. It thrives on that stuff. It thrives on research grants, guys. Like, everything is a research grant. And again, like, I know people that are studying male contraception. Like, like, I don't care what you guys say. Like, you tell a guy, hey, dude, you can take a pill and you can never knock a chick up. Like, you know how many fucking guys are gonna take that thing? Like, that ain't good, man. That's like some satanic shit. It's like, not only can a woman can keep from having kids when a woman's biological clock keeps going, right? Women are thinking about having kids their entire existence, right? Like, women have a biological need to have children, right? Or most do. Men don't have a biological need to have kids. Men have a biological need to fuck, right? Men have a biological need to inseminate as many people as many times as they possibly can. Like, we're very different, right? This is how guys work, and yes, there are plenty of men. They want to be with one woman and they want to have kids and live a perfect life. I get it. But you give women birth control and then you give men birth control. So the only kids that could possibly have them, there's no more oops babies, right? Everything's going to be planned. You know that most of us are oops babies? Like, most of the planet is oops babies, guys. Like, I hate to, but this is the kind of just demonic shit that these colleges are researching, you know, and I'm paying for it, you're paying for it, and it's fucking disgusting, you know. And then again, I'm not supposed to say it, I'm just supposed to just like, oh, whatever, you know, research is good. There's some research people that it's just not good. But again, if you take that industry, which is the academia industry, and you say, no, no more federal dollars. Like, we're just going to, states want to fund that shit, great, let the states fund it, but the federal government's going to pull out. How many people are going to lose their job? You're talking about millions of people are going to lose their jobs because of the federal government supporting that industry, right? The federal government supporting the tax industry, right? Via the IRS and the tax code. Again, you can't get rid of anything, guys. It's just, nobody will get rid of nothing. And so it's all just this massive grift to get your fucking tax dollars. Everyone is being floated by tax dollars. That's why I say, like, you have to learn to sell shit, right? You have to learn to make stuff. You know, this idea that you can live on federal dollars is just, I don't know what we do about it. Like, I don't know how other than you just turn the spigot off one day. Like, I don't know how you get people to start making money for themselves. Like, learn how to sell somebody something that is an actually useful product. Because if the government's involved, there's probably a 50% chance that product is not actually necessary. It's just to support an industry so that someone can have a job. A bullshit job, by the way. You know, so anyway, okay, so let's look at your last comments, and I think I'm gonna call it today. I feel like I could just rant today, and that's kind of all I'm doing. I'm not really giving anybody anything instructive, I'm sure. Okay, let's see, those poor girls get college debt but don't understand inflation, job availability, and how loans work. One girl said she was paying, but yeah, no, it's messed up. And think about it, guys. Like, and son, I'm always saying this, like, you could take an 18-year-old, and an 8-year-old says, I want to go to college, and I'm going to be, I'm going to be a doctor, you know, which is actually something to go to college for. But you say, I'm going to go be a doctor. Well, they go to college, and they, year 2 or 3, they're like, man, this thing kind of sucks, and I don't really want to be a doctor. I really don't even like to see blood this much, you know. So they change their major, and then they go over to business, right? And so they're 4 years in, they end up with a business degree, and they've got 50, 60, 70, 80 grand of debt. And when they go to get a job, every swinging dick that went to college has a business degree, right? Not everyone has an MD, right? They're not all a doctor, but everyone has a fucking business degree. It's literally the most issued degree ever. Every year, the business degree is the #1 degree. Anyway, yeah, they find out they can only make 60, 70 grand a year at best, you know, and they can't pay off anything. And when they're not making those payments, they're just accruing interest. Interest is constantly accruing, or if they make the minimums, you know, they're just treading water. They can never get ahead. And it's a huge trap. Now, if another 18-year-old goes and says, you know what, I want to be a business owner. My dad's a business owner, or maybe my grandpa was a business owner, or my friend's mom is a business owner. Like, I want to be a business owner. I got a great idea. Go to the bank, and you say to the bank, I need 50 grand to start my business. I got this great idea. Bank's gonna laugh them right out of the bank. Like, they're not even give them the time of day. You know, the 18-year-old doesn't know what the fuck they want to do, has no idea what they want to do, have all the money they want. But the kid that has an idea that they put down on paper goes into the bank and says, hey, I need some money for this idea. Bank, not a chance, right? And why is that? The reason is because one is federally insured, the other one is not. You know, and that's where our society is today. We have a whole bunch of people that have a federally insured education, and then we got a whole bunch of people that don't, right? And the people that don't are thought of as fuck-ups and idiots, and the people with the degrees are thought of masters of the universe. Come to find out, the people that are masters of the universe, they're the worst. They've destroyed America in many ways. They've created a bunch of people that are fearful of stupid things like climate change, right? These people just don't, they have created a society that is nothing like how we grew up. Like, when I grew up in the 90s, like, we didn't even have fucking racism in the 90s, guys. Like, I don't even know if you guys understand this. Like, racism wasn't a thing. Like, we all loved rap music. Like, I had my fucking best friend we called him a Blaxican, you know, he's a good dude. You know, we just had all kinds of people around us. Like, racism was not a thing. And it's back stronger than ever, you know. And again, as soon as everyone started going to college, suddenly everyone only saw race. Race was the thing that everybody saw everywhere they went. Like, oh, that person's black. Oh, he must not have a helping hand. We got to help him, right? Give him a bunch of money, give him the Section 8 and food stamps and education, and he's going to go be successful. But he wasn't successful. Well, it's because of racism from 100 years ago. That's why he can't fucking be successful, you know. And meanwhile, the people over here that have no education, we're like, no, that guy's just a piece of shit. Like, no, that guy's a felon. Like, no, that guy treats everyone like crap, and nobody wants to work with him. Or no, that guy smells like weed all the time. We see things very differently, and I don't know how you fix it, So, but yeah, academia's got to go. It's got to go. Okay. Let's see. Son's saying it's wild a 20-year-old in America would understand loans or interest, like basic math, or easily YouTube. But I don't think it has anything to do with it, son. I don't think that people, like, I don't know about you, dude, but like my parents tried to get me to go to college like really hard, like 3 different times, because it was just, that's what you did. You went to college and you got a degree, preferably a business degree, and that was your ticket to the middle class, right? That was the ticket to have it better than your parents had it. And it worked for a little bit because not everyone had a degree, right? But once you get to about 2008, 2009, remember that big thing we had called the Great Financial Reset or Financial Housing Crisis, whatever, I forget what they even called it. But once that happened, right, they're like, what the fuck do we do with all these people? Like, there's no work, like the economy is crashing, like let's just fucking give out loans to everybody. And so Obama signed that bill, and suddenly everyone could go to college, but you could never discharge that debt, right? Which is hilarious. It's like, here, you can sign on the dotted line, but people didn't realize that they were signing a deal with the devil. And again, what 18-year-old knows what the fuck they should do? Like, I've never met an 18-year-old that had their shit together. Like, it's just very rare, very rare. That Charlie Kirk guy, apparently he did. He knew he was going to do the same thing he was doing when he got killed today. He was doing that shit when he was 18 years old, But yeah, they killed him. So yeah, it's bad, son. And interest and all these kind of people don't understand interest. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not a big understander of interest, man. But I think that letting 18-year-olds go to school right off the bat, I just think it's dumb. Kids are kids. When you're 18 years old, yeah, you're technically an adult, but you can't be making massive adult decisions like taking on $50,000 a year in debt to go learn something that some fuckwad in a college told you is going to be a great career. They don't know. What the fuck do they know? They're looking at statistics, right? And statistics, I think Mark Twain said it, that something to the effect of, there's something about there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics, It's like these people, again, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You want to know how to make money? Like, go talk to the people that are making money. You want to learn how to make furniture? Go talk to the people that make furniture. You want to go learn how to run a business? Go talk to the people that run business. But they told everyone, like, oh, business owners, they don't want to do it. You need a degree. You want to get your foot in the door? You need a degree. There is nothing more that business owners want than young people. I want a fucking young person to come in here and learn anything I possibly can because they're not fucked up. They're still malleable. You can still talk to them like there's the adult and the kid conversation, right? There's the young adult and the master kind of conversation. Like, I've been doing this for 20 years. You've been doing this for 20 minutes. Here's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you some shit. There's still that respect, right? Kids don't have that today. In fact, they start workout like they fucking know everything, like they're masters of the universe. And we end up with what we have today, which is, again, a whole bunch of arrogant motherfuckers that are pissed off because they can't make any money and they're blaming everybody but themselves. They're just, nobody told them that, hey, you know what? You fucking people don't know anything. And the stuff you know, guess what? There's a million other people that know it. And hey, guess what? They're fucking better at it than you. They have experience. You have none. You don't know jack shit. But can't tell them that. You got to tell them how smart they are, and it's amazing that they got a college degree, and it's amazing that they went to school for 4 years. Like, going to fucking school is hard. Like, going to school is anything. Like, it's fucking retarded. You should be going into work. 18 years old, get your fucking ass in the job. You want to be an engineer? Go to college. You want to be a doctor? Go to college. You want to be a lawyer? I don't even think you should go to college to be a lawyer, but whatever. There are jobs where you do need to go to college, and that's what college is for. We told everyone that college is the answer to everything. Your parents are fuck-ups, go to college. Your parents are super successful, go to college. You grew up in the hood, go to college. You grew up at, whatever, at a penthouse, go to college. Whatever it was, always go to college. And the truth is, they weren't selling an education and money. What they were selling was putting off work. That's really all. I mean, you tell a kid, hey kid, you can go to work for 4 years in the wood shop, and when you're done at 4 years, you'll make 60, 70 grand a year with no debt and an employer that really likes you because they kept you around for 4 years. Or you can go to college and hang out with a bunch of fucktards and degenerates, and you can hang out with the worst of the worst in society, when it comes to cutting off your tits, cutting your dick off. Maybe they'll let some big dude compete with you in the swimming pool, if you're a woman. Maybe they'll let your sorority have some dude with his cock hanging all over the place in your sorority. Like, maybe go hang out with those people. Like, that's what they sold you, right? They were just selling you the idea that you didn't have to go to work for 4 years. That's why people were excited. Like, I don't have to go to work. This is gonna be amazing. And you fucked up people forever. Like, there's no fixing that. And it's so rough, man. Okay, let's see. Were you saying in 2008 Obama made those college loans permanent? No. So yeah, go back and look at when Obama signed the ACA. There's a whole bunch of shit in there about the loans not being dischargeable in bankruptcy, right? So if that one component of the federally backed loan would go away, this entire problem could go away, son. Because again, if a bank were to give out a loan, which is where a lot of these loans actually come from, but if a bank were to give out that loan, but it was dischargeable in bankruptcy, guess what? Most of those loans aren't being paid off, right? So the banks have to eat all that shit. But when you make the federal government back it, well, the taxpayer eats it, right? And they say, forgive the loan. That's the biggest crock of shit I've ever. Anytime someone says forgive anything, tell them to go fuck themselves and they're retarded, right? There's no forgiving. It's just putting it on the back of people like me who never went to college. People like me who work 60, 70, 80 hours a week and don't talk about working remote or don't bitch about, having a latte machine in the break room. Like, we're fucking real workers. We actually make real shit. We actually have to convince people to buy our stuff. So go read up on that, son. It's part of the Affordable Care Act. God, I still remember the day that thing was signed into law. Like, I work for a company called Nordam, and our boss for my group of builders came in. We all went to the break room, and he says, "You know what, guys? So when this Affordable Care Act was signed into law, we have what's called a Cadillac healthcare plan." And I don't remember what the stipulation, but it basically meant that we had great healthcare. We had like little to no co-pays and like hardly any deductibles. Like, it was just none of that. It was just great. I want to say I paid it was like $100 or $150 a month, right? And then when that thing passed, my insurance doubled overnight because we had to pay more into the system. My employer had to pay more into the system to cover a bunch of fucking people who don't even take care of themselves. There's no expectation that these fucking people take care of themselves. Zero. And doctors, they're the fucking worst. There's no doctor that says, you know what, bitch, I'm not going to treat you. You're a fat fuck. You don't take care of yourself. You don't get this way on accident. You're not taking, doctors know when people don't take care of themselves, but they can't convince them to take care of themselves. So they just give them drugs. Try withholding drugs for a couple of months from these people. Maybe they'll get their shit in gear. Another thing, why doesn't the federal government subsidize gyms? Every person in America should have a fucking gym membership, right? You don't want to use it? Great. No fucking health care. You don't want to fucking eat better? No fucking health care. You want to retire? Oh, you never took care of yourself? No fucking retirement. You have to expect more people. You have to. At some point, you have to be willing to say, you're not fucking good enough. I heard that my entire life, and that's okay. Maybe who I am today, I don't mind always trying to be better. I don't mind getting up and feeling like, fuck, I didn't do enough yesterday. I'm going to get more done today. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind going into work on Sunday every day of my life. There's nothing wrong with that. Because I'm never going to be a parasite. No one is ever going to have to pay for me. When I go out to fucking dinner, guess who pays, motherfucker? It's me. I fucking pay. Everywhere I go, I fucking pay. And that's what everyone should strive to do. You don't ever want to be the person that constantly relies on somebody else. It's disgusting. It's not good. And excuse me. Somebody has to be there to say, you know what, you're not doing enough. You can do better. I expect you to do better. So anyway, that might be my cue, son. I think I might have talked myself into a little cough here. Okay, let's see. Very interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, just grok it. Just grok where the the student loan being undischargeable in bankruptcy comes from, and it comes from 2008 Affordable Care Act. And it's no bueno, man. It didn't always used to be that way, and there's nothing in this. That's one of like people like to talk shit about bankruptcy, and son, you'll probably know this, but bankruptcy is actually, it's a tool. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it is kind of a good thing. And the reason we allow bankruptcy in America is because we understand that when people make investments in, you know, whatever, themselves or in a business or in you know, trucks, tools, any of these kind of things, jets, whatever, people make mistakes. Like economies change, industries change, markets move. Like there's all kinds of things that happen, and we're such a great country that we have a way to get back on your feet, right? And that's why when people talk shit on Donald Trump, I always fucking laugh. And they're always like, oh, he filed for bankruptcy. He's bankrupt. Like, bankruptcy is there, especially for business owners, because y'all motherfuckers can't start your own businesses. Like, it's so hard to start a business. And without bankruptcy, like, no one will be able to start new businesses. And so it's a very important tool for people. And this goes for average citizens as well. If you took out a student loan and, again, some college counselor or your parents, whatever, your buddy at school, you know, and whoever told you that, a gender studies degree was going to be the road to, you know, fame and fortune, you should be able to discharge that. You know, any bankruptcy judge would be like, look at that, you got a fucking degree in gender studies? Like, oh, you need help, man. Like, yeah, get rid of this shit. That's a bullshit degree, blah, blah, blah. But they won't do it, you know, and these people are stuck with this shit forever, and I feel bad for them, you know, but I'm not paying for it. Like, I got enough shit to pay for. I got enough struggles in my life. I don't need your struggles too, you know. And like how I started out this cast, like I don't need the fucking people that don't want to help themselves. I don't need their troubles as well. I don't need everybody's problems to be my problem, because I don't rely on other people for nothing. Like, people rely on me for things, and that's what we need more people to do. We need more people to rely on you for their support, right? For their income, for their ideas, for their, you know, whatever, motivation. You know, we as people need to help the people around us, and if the people don't want to help, then fuck them. You know, fuck them. And these people that are out there committing murders, these judges that are letting people have, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 convictions without just fucking putting you away on some island in the middle of nowhere, like, fuck those people too. They all need to go. Every fucking one of them. Like, we need major law and order in this country, and we need to cut back on the spending. We need to get rid of the money printing. There's just a myriad of things we need to do, and it's not hard. You know, the first thing you do is fucking, you cut off the money printing, no more, which means you got to cut off the welfare. Can't have you can take care of the old people, or you can take care of the fucking parasites. You know, personally, I'll take care of the old people. The parasites can go fuck themselves. They can go parasite somewhere else. You know, but you got to do these things, and unfortunately, no one will vote for that kind of stuff, so it's probably never going to get fixed. So take a gun where you can, and you know, you know how to use it. You know, go shoot at a gun range. You know, I keep a couple guns in my house, and yeah, don't like to have to carry a weapon, but you know, that's just kind of how life is today. You know, even our area here in St. Louis, it's just, like I said, all the homeless people. Like, we're seeing more and more homeless people over the years, and nobody thinks, you know, we should probably fucking get these people out of here, because they're going to keep coming, right? If they know that it's okay, well, then they're going to tell their other homeless buddies, and eventually you're going to end up with a homeless encampment. So anyway, son, good to see you, dude. I'm probably gonna get out of here. I gotta build a desk. I gotta build a massive campaign desk. So I need to cut out parts for that, and then I need to go home. I gotta make my wife a headboard. My wife wants a headboard to redesign another room. Excuse me, we're finishing up another room in our home, upstairs guest bedroom, and it's done in like an Indian, Middle Eastern kind of theme. So Suchetta will be posting all that stuff on her Instagram here pretty soon. So I need to make her headboard and bring that home to her. She's all excited. And that's what I need to do, and that's what I got going. So anyway, guys, Charlie Kirk, R.I.P. man. Good dude. Didn't have to be like that. Celebrate the people that really make a difference. Celebrate the people that are doing good things. Celebrate the people that promote good, moral, ethical behavior that's good for the majority of people. And stop celebrating the fucking degenerates and the rejects, and stop normalizing stuff that we know is wrong. Criminals, they're wrong. It's never okay to be a criminal. Never, ever. So don't normalize that as being a good thing. And everyone have a good day. I'll yak you later.